Hi, I'm Gary White with Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television, and I'm here with Marion County School Superintendent Laura Schlosser for our update on the Marion County school system, what's been going on in our community. And as we're recording this, we are in Marion County Country Ham Days week, which is a big time for, obviously for Lebanon and Marion County, again, it's the 50th anniversary of Marion County Country Ham Days, but also it's a big thing for the school system. I know that you could do stuff with the festival itself, but also we're recording this on Monday, and on Tuesday it's an event that I've always enjoyed since I've been doing this for 20 years now, with the kids coming out for the Stop the Hog event.
Right.
And I believe it's the fourth graders, I believe, that come out and run and have their race that they take part in. So it's nice to incorporate some of the schools and have their events incorporated into our Ham Day celebrations as well.
Absolutely.
Yes. So that's going to be coming up on Tuesday, but you're also going to be doing other stuff as well that you kind of incorporate with the festival and with Ham Days.
Right. We, our kids obviously participate in the art contest as well, so you'll see those posters displayed. Thanks for allowing our kids to be a part of that. And then we will have the Dream Bus in the parade. And the Dream Bus will be set up in a normal location near the Dave Hurrigan Government Center, and we will be giving away books to our kiddos. We will also have stickers out that encourage our parents and our children to read 20 minutes a day. We'll be giving away literature to parents as well. You can take a tour of the Dream Bus. That's always something that everybody really enjoys. You just can't beat the Dream Bus.
Absolutely. And hopefully, weather's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be warm like it's been. We're getting a little respite, I think, for a couple days, but it's supposed to be warm and hot again. But that'll be a nice event for Ham Days. And also, right around then, you're kicking off the fall break for the schools this year.
I know, how about that? Good
timing.
I know, it's already the end of September. We've already gotten one of our 9 weeks in. And when we come back, we're going to have about 10 weeks of school left. And you know, Gary, we'll look up and it'll be winter time, and you and I will be talking about winter weather and what that looks like in the school system. And
snow. So fall break for the Marion County school system starts September 27th?
Right, and we actually do not have school this Friday, and it also helps a little bit with people having the opportunity to celebrate, not get in that traffic downtown. Very excited about that 50th anniversary of the Ham Days, and so yes, and we'll be out all next week. Then we'll get started back right after our fall break.
Okay, and we'll continue with what's going on there. So how's it been going so far in the first 9 weeks?
So far it's been really great. I'm very pleased. The weather's been very cooperative. You know, if you'll remember last year, I think we had a water day and we'd already had an eclipse, so we'd already had 2 days of school out. It's been great. We've just had a lot of really good positive things going on. The high school has been celebrating in lieu of just talking about suicide prevention for September. They've had a Smile September, so they've really been encouraging people to smile at one another, put the I in smile. So it's really nice that we've got another group. Our high school students are also preparing to be mentors for our middle school students, so we're preparing for that. And then our Night Academy students are going to prepare to mentor our students at the elementary level. So when we talk about next generation and leadership, I think it's always a positive when you've got older students mentoring our younger students. Our test scores will be coming out next week. And so we're working with the Department of Education about when those scores will be released to faculty and staff, and then media. So those kinds of things will be coming out, so you can look for those next week. Probably some of the things we've talked about in the past is our accountability system has changed. So this year it'll look a little bit different. Still talking and focusing on proficiency, especially in reading and math, growth. Our students growing from one year to the next year, some separate academic indicators such as science, social studies, and writing. The high school level, we also look at transition ready. In other words, are they going to be prepared academically and or for a career, and then graduation rate. And so maybe the next time we meet, we can talk a little bit more about that. So looking forward to being able to, you know, roll our sleeves up and dig in to see what we can do to help kids grow.
Absolutely. And also, when you get back after the fall break, it will be October, and that's kind of getting into the height of flu and sickness time, but attendance has actually been really good so far this year for the school system, correct?
Actually, it has. You know, Friday we had an early release day, and our high school had the best attendance they had all year. It was over 96%. On average at the high school is up over 1%. And in other words, instead of having running, and I'm using these, I'm not going to go into the decimals, but instead of having a little bit over 93%, it's 95 plus. Today, again, our 2 secondary schools were at 96%. So a lot of times when students get a little bit older, things come up, and it could be as simple as a driver's license exam or things like that, but they're really working hard on that climate and culture in the building, so we're seeing an increase in our attendance. I hope it follows through. Like you said, there's some things we can't control: flu season, strep throat, different things like that. Weather sometimes has an effect, but like you said, the weather's been very cooperative. It's been a little bit hot and dry, but kids are coming to school, and what that tells me is there's some really cool things going on in our buildings. Our staff, they really value our children. They're knocking it out of the park with lessons, and our principals are really doing a great job leading. So
that's great.
I'm very pleased.
That's great. Now, every time we get together, we also update the public on the process with the new buildings.
Yes.
Is there any update on that for us to share?
The last meeting that we had, the committee did not vote for the plan that had been sent to the Department of Education. There was a vote about whether we have a 4 model or a 3 model elementary school. The vote on that day was to move forward with a 3 model, which means the next time we get together, an architect will come forward with multiple plans to look at for them to determine how you would design that, and then that would actually be sent back to the Department of Education. They would look at that, send it back. There would be another public hearing, and then the committee again would decide whether to accept that plan or to do something different. So still several stages to get the 2019 district facilities plan underway. The state board will have to approve that, so we are just in a little bit of a waiting mode, and we don't have a date set. Hopefully by the time you come back in October, we will have met or we will have a date set up. So remember, there are 19 voting members. I make up number 20 as a non-voting member. And so I'll just keep you posted as things come up.
Okay. And also, last time we were together, you were going to have a meeting on taxes.
Yes.
And you want to update us on how that all came down?
Yeah, actually for the first time, and I've not looked back on the history part of it, but we actually lowered taxes. And so our board was able to lower taxes and still maintain the current revenue, and it even generated a little bit more. We are very fortunate in Marion County. We have a fantastic economy and a lot of business and industry and a lot of growth in our property, so we were very fortunate to be able to do that.
Great. And we were talking before this as well, in our neighboring school district in Washington County, they had an instance that they had talked about with a child bringing a gun onto a school bus, and there was discussion with that. That has been dealt with in Washington County, and the child is at Adair County being evaluated. However, I noticed when I was walking in here that you had the, if you see something, say something, and that's what the superintendent of Washington County was saying as well, that it's positive that the other students, when they saw something, they said something. And who knows how that situation could have gone had that not been the case. Fortunately, that was the case, and it was ended without issue. But in Marion County, is that kind of the culture that you kind of are sharing as well? Absolutely,
and those signs are posted in all of our buildings, and we started working on those kinds of signage and things. Actually, it's probably been closer to 2 years that we've just been telling our children that if you see something, to say something. We're very committed to safety. We actually have a district safety coordinator. Mr. Scott Spalding takes care of that for us. Senate Bill 1 actually put in a lot of requirements, but thankfully we were already on top of a whole lot of things. We have a great partnership with our local law enforcement. Anytime I need them, I can just pick up the phone. If they call me, I'm going to pick up the phone. We have video now outside of our doors when students or parents come to that door. But when you're talking about a school bus and things like that, I guess what I would want the community to know is that we are constantly training our staff. based on what we think that they need to know, and what things evolve, because what happens today may not be the same thing that happened 3 months ago or even 6 months ago. The most important thing that we can encourage is those relationships. You know, if our children have a good relationship with an adult and they see something, then they will say something, and that can make all the difference in the world. And I'm very thankful that the situation over there worked out safely and no one was hurt, because that's the last thing that any adult in a community wants to see is a child to be harmed.
Right. Open communication is
Absolutely.
important. So again, I've been talking with Marion County School Superintendent Dolores Schlosser. Do you have any exciting plans for fall break?
Actually, I'm going to work. A couple staff members and I actually were selected to present at a national conference. So we're going to go share some of the really cool things that goes on here in Marion County, and I'm sure that when we visit some schools and visit with some other educators, we're going to bring some other cool things back. So very excited to be a part of Ed Leader 21, and nothing like making Marion County the best.
Absolutely. Again, this has been Gary White for Channel 6, Central Kentucky Television. Thank you.